Hey friends, welcome back to the Chill English channel. Today, we're diving into something bigger than just learning English. We're talking about your mindset. The title of this episode is Think Positive and Be Happy.
Yeah, because here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your life. If you believe you can't learn English, you'll probably struggle. But if you expect to grow, to improve, and to succeed, you're already halfway there. And this is exactly what the famous writer Mr. Norman Vincent Peale explained in his classic book, The Power of Positive Thinking.
One of the first lessons he shares is simple but powerful. Happiness begins with you. Not with other people, not with money, not with luck. If you want to feel happy, you have to first decide that you want to feel happy. That decision starts inside your own mind.
Think about it. Most unhappiness doesn't come from the world outside us. It comes from the thoughts we repeat inside our heads. If you keep replaying negative memories, blaming others, or comparing yourself to people on social media, of course you'll feel bad. It's like putting dark glasses on your eyes. Everything you see looks darker.
But here's the good news. If negative thoughts can make you unhappy, then positive thoughts can make you stronger and happier. Mr. Peale says we have to build what he calls the happiness habit. That means training your brain every single day to notice and create positive moments.
And let's be real. At the beginning, it feels fake. You might say to yourself, why am I smiling when I don't feel like smiling? Or why am I trying to be positive when everything seems negative? But just like going to the gym, at first it feels uncomfortable. Over time, though, the muscles grow, and your mental muscles grow too.
Exactly. I'll give you an example from my own life. When I start feeling down, I try to interrupt the cycle. Sometimes I'll play happy music and dance around my room. Other times, I'll meet a friend who makes me laugh. Even going outside and noticing the sunshine, the sound of birds, or the feeling of fresh air can reset my mood.
I do something similar. I try to remind myself of the beauty around me. As Mr. Peale says, miracles are everywhere. Look at the sky, listen to the wind, watch the light change in the evening. These are simple things, but when you actually stop and notice them, they pull you out of negativity.
And this matters for English learners too. Maybe you're frustrated because you don't understand a grammar rule, or you made mistakes while speaking. That's normal. But if you let negative thoughts take over, you'll feel stuck. Instead, choose a different thought. Remind yourself that mistakes mean progress. Every time you practice, you're moving forward.
Right. It's not about ignoring difficulties. Life is full of challenges, and learning a language is one of them. But what Mr. Peale teaches us is this: you can choose your response. If you expect to fail, you probably will. If you expect to succeed, you have already opened the door to success.
And that's the heart of golden nugget number 1. You are responsible for your own happiness. Nobody else can create it for you. The habit of happiness begins with your decision, your thoughts, and your daily actions.
Another golden nugget connects directly to this: dealing with anxiety. So many of us waste time and energy worrying about things we can't control. Think about it. How often do we stress over the weather, over what other people think, or over situations that are already finished? All that worry doesn't change anything. It only drains us.
Exactly. Mr. Norman Vincent Peale explains that one of the greatest antidotes to anxiety is to focus only on what you can control. He connects this with the idea of the circle of concern and the circle of influence. The circle of concern includes everything you care about, but many of those things are outside your control. The circle of influence, however, includes the things you can actually do something about.
If you keep your mind stuck in the circle of concern, you'll always feel powerless. But when you shift your energy into the circle of influence, you immediately feel lighter. For example, if you're worried about your English exam, Worrying won't help. What will help is practicing, studying, and asking for feedback. Those are things inside your circle of influence.
That's such a good example. And this idea isn't only for studies. It's for life, too. Imagine you're stressed about world events, or the economy, or traffic on the road. Can you change those things? No. But you can change how you respond to them. You can choose patience. You can choose preparation. You can choose a positive attitude. That's where your power lives.
Mr. Peale also recommends meditation as a way to calm the mind. Not meditation in a complicated or religious sense, but simply giving yourself time every day to slow down, breathe, and let go. Even 15 minutes of sitting quietly and imagining peaceful scenes can lower your stress dramatically.
I like to picture a quiet beach when I do this. I imagine the sound of the waves, the smell of the sea, and the feeling of sand under my feet. Even though I'm not there, my brain responds as if I am. That simple practice helps me separate from daily stress and return to a state of peace.
I do something similar. Sometimes I close my eyes and imagine I'm walking in a forest. I hear birds, I feel the fresh air, and I notice the colors of the trees. It's like giving my mind a short holiday. And when I open my eyes, I feel calmer, clearer, and ready to face problems with more balance.
And that's the key. Anxiety wants to trap us in endless cycles of worry, but when we take time to clear our thoughts, we gain perspective. We can see that many of the things we feared were not so big after all.
There's also something powerful about replacing worry with hope. Mr. Peale explains that worry damages both the mind and the body, while hope creates energy and motivation. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if I succeed?" Instead of imagining disaster, imagine possibility.
And you can make this practical by setting small, clear goals. If you're learning English, create one goal for your vocabulary, one for your listening, and one for your speaking. If you're thinking about life in general, maybe choose a goal for your health, another for your finances, and another for your career. Having positive goals directs your mind away from worry and toward progress.
That's so true. Back when I struggled with stress, I noticed I was always worrying at night. My chest felt heavy, my heart beat faster, and I couldn't sleep. The turning point came when I started replacing my worries with goals. Suddenly, I had something to work toward, something that gave me hope.
And hope is powerful. It's like a light that guides you through dark times. Even if you're still facing problems, the simple act of moving toward a goal reminds you that life can improve step by step.
So, if you're listening to us now, remember this golden nugget. Don't waste your energy worrying about what you can't change. Focus on what you can influence. Take time each day to calm your mind and replace worry with hope.
And as you do that, something amazing begins to happen. You stop expecting the worst and you start expecting the best. When you shift from worry to hope, you're already planting seeds of positivity. And just like in a garden, the seeds you plant in your mind grow into the experiences you have in your life. If you plant fear and doubt, you'll see problems everywhere. But if you plant faith and confidence, you'll see possibilities you didn't notice before.
Mr. Peale often compared thoughts to seeds. He believed that every thought you repeat in your mind eventually takes root. So if you keep repeating, "I can't," or "it's impossible," that becomes the reality your brain builds. But if you repeat, "I can handle this," or "there is a way," your brain starts to create solutions.
And science supports this too. Our brains have something called the reticular activating system. It acts like a filter, noticing what matches your focus. If you're always thinking about failure, your brain will highlight every small mistake.
But if you're focused on success, your brain will notice opportunities and give you energy to move toward them.
That explains why two people can face the same situation, but one feels defeated while the other feels motivated. The situation is the same, but the seeds in their minds are different.
Exactly. And you don't have to wait for life to be perfect before you plant those positive seeds. You can start now, in small ways. For example, when you wake up, instead of saying, "Oh no, another hard day," try saying, "Today I will learn something useful." That tiny change in words creates a new mood for your whole day.
I actually tried this myself. A few years ago, I was going through a difficult period. My mornings felt heavy. But I decided to test this idea. Every morning, before getting out of bed, I said one sentence. Something good is going to happen today. At first, it felt silly. But after a week, I noticed my energy had shifted. I became more open, more curious, more hopeful. And surprisingly, good things started happening. Conversations, opportunities, even small kindnesses from strangers.
That's the beauty of it. Positive thoughts don't magically erase all problems, but they attract better outcomes because you're ready for them. You notice chances you would have ignored before. You try harder because you believe effort matters. You connect better with people because they feel your optimism.
It's like being a magnet. If you carry negativity, you attract frustration. If you carry positivity, you attract cooperation, kindness, and growth.
And here's something practical for our listeners. Start a positivity journal. Every night, write down 3 good things that happened during the day, no matter how small. It could be finishing a lesson, sharing a laugh with a friend, or enjoying a good meal. Over time, your brain learns to search for the positive, and that habit strengthens your happiness.
I love that idea. It's simple but powerful. And if you combine it with daily affirmations, short, positive statements you repeat, you can reprogram your thinking even faster. For example, saying, "I am calm and capable," or "I am improving every day," builds confidence over time.
People sometimes say, "But isn't that just lying to yourself?" And the answer is no. It's training your mind to see what's already possible. You're not pretending, you're preparing. Affirmations and gratitude are like water and sunlight for the seeds of positivity in your brain.
And you'll notice something interesting. When you consistently plant positive seeds, the people around you also respond differently. They feel inspired by your attitude. They treat you with more respect. They enjoy being with you. In this way, your inner change creates outer change.
So the lesson here is simple. The thoughts you plant are the life you harvest. Choose them carefully, water them daily, and trust that they'll grow.
And as those seeds grow, you'll discover the truth of what Mr. Peale taught, that happiness is not something you chase. It's something you cultivate within yourself until it shines through everything you do.
Which leads us to something even deeper, the power of faith. Because positivity isn't only about repeating nice words. It's also about trusting that life has meaning, that you have strength, and that solutions exist even when you can't see them yet. Faith is the deepest level of positive thinking. It's more than optimism. Optimism says, things will probably get better. Faith says, I know there is a way, even if I don't see it yet. Faith is what keeps you moving when your mind is tired, when circumstances look dark, and when giving up seems easier.
That's true. And Mr. Norman Vincent Peale often said that faith is a practical power. It's not just about religion, although for many people faith is spiritual. Faith is also about trusting yourself, trusting your abilities, and trusting that solutions exist. When you believe that, you unlock strength you didn't even know you had.
I remember a time when I faced a very difficult project. It felt impossible. Every step seemed blocked. I wanted to quit, but instead of repeating, I can't do this, I chose faith. I told myself, there is a way, and I will find it. Step by step, new ideas appeared. Helpers came forward and the path cleared. Looking back, I realized the solution was always there. I just couldn't see it until I had faith.
That reminds me of a story Mr. Peale shared. A man once told him, "I have so many problems, I just want to go to a place where people don't have problems." Mr. Peale answered, "I know such a place, the cemetery." The man laughed, but he understood the point. Problems are a part of life. The goal isn't to escape them, but to face them with faith and courage.
And that changes everything. Instead of saying, "Why me?" you begin to say, "Try me." Instead of feeling like a victim, you become a fighter. Faith gives you energy, and with that energy, problems shrink.
And faith also connects to imagination. When you imagine success clearly, your faith becomes stronger. Athletes do this all the time. They picture themselves running the race, making the jump, or scoring the goal. That mental picture gives their body confidence. You can do the same in daily life. Imagine yourself speaking English fluently. Imagine yourself passing the exam. Imagine yourself calm in stressful situations. Those images build faith and push you forward.
And here's something beautiful. Faith is contagious. When you carry faith, people around you feel it. They start to believe more in themselves too. Your courage becomes their courage. Your hope becomes their hope. That's how one person's inner strength can lift an entire family, team, or community.
Another golden nugget from Mr. Peale is the idea of surrendering worry. He often said, "Empty your mind of fears. Empty it of doubts. Fill it with faith." If you can let go of the mental noise and replace it with trust, you'll discover peace like never before.
Peace doesn't mean a life without problems. It means having a calm center inside you that no problem can shake. That's the gift of faith. It's not about denying reality. It's about walking into reality with confidence.
So let's bring all of this together. We've talked about the power of positive expectation, the wisdom of focusing only on what you can control, the practice of planting positive seeds, and the strength that comes from faith. These ideas are not just theories. They are tools you can use every single day.
And if you use them, you'll notice a real change. Your mornings will feel lighter. Your conversations will feel warmer. Your challenges will feel smaller. And most importantly, your happiness will come from within, not from waiting for perfect circumstances, but from creating positivity in your own mind and heart.
Stay with us, friends. And while you're here, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the Chill English channel, and grab your free PDF with exercises from this episode. That way, you can practice the phrases we're using and make this lesson even more powerful.
All right, let's keep going. Remember, happiness starts with you, and today's a great day to begin.